How's it, guys? Welcome back to FX Rhapsody. Today I'm just going to be talking about the British pound US dollar. I just wanted to split the pairs up a little bit just to focus on one pair per video. I just wanted to talk a little bit more on the pair and see if we can get some more analysis done. Right, so before we get started, just go visit my website. It's on the link on the top right corner there. You can see a lot about all my previous videos and analysis I've done. And also there's some resources you can download, the COT reports that we're going to be using. It's there to download for free. So just go visit my website. My preferred brokers is on there. So go have a look, guys. And the link is on the top left corner. Bottom left corner is the address as well. Okay, so let's hit the charts. So British pound, US dollar on the weekly. So what can we see on the weekly time frame? So I just wanted to highlight this area here, as we can see that the British pound made a bearish movement. It went up and then it started turning to the downside. Now it's hitting this area here, which for me it's a key area in the market, a little bit of support. You can see that there's also some signs of maybe some pulling back of the British pound on the weekly time frame. If I take my Fibonacci out, before I take it out, I just want to do, there we go. So what we can see is, you can see a higher a high and then a lower low, higher low, lower low, higher high. It made another lower low. And now we're expecting to make another higher high. So just carrying on with this bearish movement to the downside. So you take your Fibonacci from this high to this low. And what we're expecting the price to do is, again, guys, it's expecting, we're not predicting it. But, you know, looking at the following trend for the downtrend, we're expecting price to coming and retracing back to the 62%. So, but again, it is sitting on this area of support. There's a big possibility for this area to be broken and just price carrying down to the downside. So that is why we use the lower time frames, just to double check and to see what price is doing. If it breaks that area, react to it. If it starts pulling back and shows signs of reversal, just moving to the upside again, because we are looking at the higher time frames. So then we're going to see then we're going to be looking at placing buy orders for this pullback going up. So let's drill down to the daily time frame and let's see what we're doing and see what we can see basically. So we know that price, I just wanted to highlight this area here. So there is a nice area for you of support turned resistance, price coming up to retest that area, moving to the downside, creating that lower low, coming up to push up into this area again. You can also see, I just wanted to scroll up a little bit, price action as we know it, Hunt's liquidity. There was the liquidity lying at the top here, liquidity lying at the top, price pushing into that for all those sell orders, price coming, tapping those areas of, or those stop losses, and those buy orders lying there and just moving to the downside. We can also see that for those of you that know and or doesn't know, so just wanted to type there, what type of candle is that? So that is a bearish engulfing. Let's just see my spelling here. So we're looking at a bearish engulfing candle that the week closed on, okay, with that long bearish candle there. For those of you that don't know these candles, I've got on my website again, there's resources, excuse me, with a candlestick cheat sheet. Just go download that. You can just print it out and stick it on your wall. But again, the week closed out, the last day, which is Friday, closed out with that bearish engulfing candle. Now with a bearish engulfing candle, we can expect some continuation to the downside. Don't know why my mouse is doing that. Sorry, continuation to the downside. So we can expect movement again to go down, or price to go down. But again, another area of interest is going to be this support area, where that swing was. So it all depends on what price does for the beginning of this week. So we can see price moving to the downside, carrying on with that movement, or we can see a little bit of retracement to the upside, and before we see that. So by that retracement to the upside, what I mean is, if you can see over here, there was a bearish engulfing, and we can see this movement to the upside and then carrying on to the downside. So we might see this movement here. And to know if that is going to happen, again, we need to drill down to the lower time frames, guys, because this is daily. So let's drill down to the lower time frames and let's see what we can expect on the lower time frames. Are we going to pull back? Are we not? It all depends. So we react to what the market gives us. Okay, always react to what the market gives us. So what we can see now is the following. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. For me, an area of interest, sorry, this mouse of mine is just, I'm not going to say screwing around, it's a bit harsh, but it is doing its thing today. So I'm just going to draw this, let me do that, and let me just double check everything which I wanted to check. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, so area of interest, you can see price coming up here, respecting that area, respecting it, breaking through it, coming, bouncing off this zone, if I can say that. It's not a physical line, it's just a, almost always a supply and demand zone. So, and then breaks through it again. You can see how it's respecting that area, coming, bouncing, respecting it a little bit, breaking up. And again, now it's coming down to retest that area again. Okay, so keeping that in mind, I just want to make this a little bit lighter, just to hide it a little bit more in the background, because I want to do some more analysis on that so we know it's there. Okay, we've also got this on the hourly with this bullish movement to the upside. You can see this big candle moving, and price coming down. Now, for those of you that excuse me, caught this buy, I just wanted to show you. I always say, let me just do this quick analysis. I didn't get to do this little video for you, but let me just do this. You can see this area. I'm just going to make this a little bit more brighter so we can look at this. So, right about there. So, for me, excuse me, something is just not, there we go. So for me, this was an area of resistance, okay? That was now last week this happened. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Now, if you watched my video on the 3 rules of trading currencies, what I explain in that video is, and if for those who didn't watch it, I'm going to put the link on the top right corner at the end of the video, so just go and click it and watch it. Very interesting. So for me, it is a case of once price breaks an area, you wait for retracement and moving up. So, excuse me. So what happened was this movement of the candles, it broke that area of resistance, the key area. And all you had to do was do that, and look at that entry. Okay. Once it broke, so you take it from that low before it breaks to that swing high coming down, and again, doom. 62%, and that, my friends, put it from there, was a 100 pip move right there. Quick, in and out. And that was literally in a couple of hours. So go watch that video. It's very interesting, and you will definitely benefit from that. But in any case, back to our analysis. So we saw that movement to the upside, and we're coming down to this area again of retracement. Now, what is going to happen? Are we going to retrace back, or are we going to move down? So zooming out again, we know that this for me is a key area, okay, right there. So that, I'm just going to do it like that. There we go. So There's going to be obviously the two scenarios, and that is why we always watch the lower time frames, even from the hour. So we go drill down to the 5 minutes. We look at any swings in the market. So for me, that price is going to be moving to the downside, going to retest that area again. That's scenario number one. Okay. Scenario number two is going to be the following. So let's assume, now I don't like assumptions, but let us assume that this is a turning point in the market. So we take our swing from the high to that low over here. This is now scenario number two for me. Okay. There we go. So that's the obvious move to the upside. So that is going to be our retracement area. So I will definitely be looking at it. So there's going to be the two scenarios of price moving. Either going to retrace from here, this being the turning point in the market. It's coming to retest this area. It might even slightly move to the downside. So it depends on where we see price. As soon as we see price making that turn, and then we can expect price to retrace back to this 62%. So we will definitely keep an eye on this beginning of this week, especially. We might see the price breaking this key area. If it does, we're going to see movement moving down to the downside. And with that, like we explained on the daily time frame, that bullish or that bearish engulfing candle is just going to be carrying on to the downside. But again, like I showed you on the daily, we might expect a little bit of a pullback and then a carry on continuation to the downside. So we might expect this, and then from there on, it's going to start moving down. And then it's going to eventually, hit that first target again, second target, third target, and breaking that resistance. So those are the two scenarios that I am expecting. So keeping that in mind, so why do I say it's a turning point over here? And why do I say I assume this is the turning point? Because we can see that in the following. If we just turn our Fibonacci around, okay? So let's take this. You see this low over here, this swing low to that swing high over there. Look at that. So that is optimum trading entry. So that is on the 70.5%. It also falls nicely into the zone. And that is why I'm saying from here on, we will see this movement to the upside. And where can it retrace back to? To the previous Fibonacci that I just showed you, that's 62. So again, the beginning of this week for this pair is going to be crucial. We're going to see either that movement continuing to the downside on the hourly, and then basically just, if you look at the daily time frame, just with that bearish engulfing candle just continuing down to the downside. Or we might see a little bit of pullback to that 62% on the previous Fibonacci that I just showed you. And then we're going to see the movement going to the downside with a bigger bearish movement. So again, two scenarios, guys. Just keep an eye out on that. Let's take a look at the what the COT reports tells us. So on the COT reports for the British pound, you can see that the British pound is really now, it is at a extreme low. So again, extreme lows, guys. Those are the ones that you need to look out for. Whenever a currency is on a extreme low, do expect some turn in the market. We could see it over here, extreme low. There's a movement to the upside. You can see another big dip, and then positive coming extreme low, up again, going extreme low, up again. So, but where does this extreme low ends? That is the key. That is when you're going to look back to the market. So again, this is just a broader view on what the currency is currently doing. So don't just trade according to what this thing says. I'm just saying to you, it is an extreme low. Expect some turning point in the market somewhere. Okay, so yes, this might be the big turning point for a bullish movement to the upside. But again, I'm not a swing trader. I don't look for those big trades. I'm just looking at what the market overall is doing. So I'm reacting to what the market gives me. So let's watch this area over here. This is definitely going to be the key for this week coming. What is price going to do with opening of the markets? And then will it show some movement to the upside, or will it break this area, come here, and then, just retest that area, and maybe we can see some movement to the upside from there. it all depends. So let us just keep an eye out on that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this analysis. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this. Hit that notification bell. There's definitely some more analysis coming your way. Guys, I hope you are having a wonderful weekend. Stay safe and happy trading, guys.